Hello everyone, welcome back to the cabin. I tell you what, we got some much needed rain last night, but it rained so hard that it kind of beat my potatoes down. If you hear my neighbor's cows bellowing, I think that's because they've been calving over there. Anyway, I'm going to take you down here to the garden and show you the potatoes and what they look like. Well, as you can see behind me here, the potatoes got beat down pretty hard last night, but hopefully it didn't kill any of them. You can see right here the beans are doing extremely well, and I've also got some little bitty beans already coming out. It's doing great. It actually loved the rain last night. I think I've got a plant broken right here. Yeah, I actually have one that kind of folded over. It's still intact though, but I mean, they shot up. They were only about this tall. They really loved all of that rain. Then let me show you some of the peppers here. So we got peppers hanging in there. We've got some hanging in right there. I've got some cayenne peppers that I'm going to have to come down here and pick. Now, Jennifer actually picked what banana peppers I had that were really large, and she is going to freeze those. But I've got some, if you can see right here, I've got some really large bell peppers. Now look at this, something has ate the top off of that right there. So I'm going to have to pay attention to what kind of critter is getting in here to do that. Anyway, I've got quite a few peppers that will be coming on pretty soon, but everything is looking really good. I'm happy that the gardens are doing so well. Boy, I'll tell you what, those cows are getting with it, aren't they? Check out the blackberries. That rain really helped them too. Now my neighbor told me when they get as tall as that horizontal piece that I've got right there, he said to clip them and it would cause them to want to shoot out in two different directions. So looks like I'm going to have to do that. I've got some little blooms, but it seems like because they've been blooming for several weeks, they'll bloom, grow, but they're doing extremely well. So I'm so excited. Those are the thornless blackberries. They don't have any thorns on them, and they grow about as big as your thumb if you're new to this channel. So I'm excited about getting those going, because they will be really nice to come out here and get a mess of blackberries. This right here is some hickory that I picked up from Nathan from Out of the Woods Monday's video, where I went up and we actually visited with him and took a tour of all of his place. He gave me that before I left, so that is going to be used to smoke the hog when we go to harvest it. On my way back from Nathan's house, I actually stopped by the antique shop and I picked up a 1-cup coffee maker that I have been wanting. So I found that and I took advantage of it, and she said that that's the first one of those that she's had. So I went ahead and picked that up. Then I picked up this piece right here, which is like a small mattock. I'm going to have to fashion a handle for it, but I picked that up. This other saw right here, $7. I tell you what, you can't beat that. This is probably the 5th or the 6th one that I have bought over there, and of course they all have different teeth on them. But yeah, I picked that up and those other 2 items, and they were like, I think I gave her $30. The other thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking all of the tools up there, all of my chisels and this fro and some of the other things, up to my neighbor's house on a rainy day where I can't work outside. He said to bring them on up and we'll sharpen them all up, get them ready to go for another season, because I'll tell you what, when he sharpens something, it lasts. And then of course it's how you take care of your tools as well. But that's another thing that we're going to be doing. We'll be going up there and hanging out with him. Some of the tools have to be fixed, but all of them have to be sharpened, so y'all be looking forward to that. I also got my first load of white oak wood for this winter, starting to stack that up and fill up the wood shed again, because it's what, almost July, half the year's gone already. So it won't be long, and we'll start getting some cooler nights. So looking forward to that, because it's been so hot and so humid here in East Tennessee. Anyway, got my first load, like I said, got it stacked in here. Got an idea. You guys can leave me some comments on what you think, but I'm thinking about bringing that church pew up here in the kitchen. And what I think I'm going to do is run it along right here and then cut it at a 45-degree angle, and then bring some of it out over there. That way I can kind of turn this table and set it there. If we don't actually use the table, I can actually scoot it back. Like if I have that group back up here again that plays music, we can just kind of get rid of it. They can have a place to sit down and play music. I think that would be a really good idea. So you guys leave me some comments on what you think, or do you think I should just leave the table and the chairs? Also, the tower right here, there was a dogwood tree. I don't know if you remember it. It was actually standing right beside that poplar right there. But every once in a while I would get a signal or a message that obstruction. And so I came out here and I hooked the tractor up to the dogwood with a cable, kind of pulled it over. That message went away, so then I decided to go ahead and cut it because it had one big branch that was kind of leaning over in that direction. Anyway, I cut that, and so now I'm not getting any signs or messages for an obstruction. But I still have to take that huge poplar down at the sawmill down there, because it is kind of the top of it, because the satellite, from what I understand, has such a wide angle of view that it's quite tall. So it's going to have to come out anyway, because it's kind of getting really close to growing into the roof on the side of the overhang there. So that's going to have to come down. But when I get that down, it should have a nice clear view of that whole northern sky. So that will probably be upcoming in the very near future. He's worn out. The other thing that I'm going to start doing is slowly, but I have to do it nonetheless, is start rocking again. I've got 3 more sections of the house that I've got to do, but I'll probably start on the back side and then come around these 2. Now what I may do is, since the sun comes up over here, I may start on that side over there. That way I could get 1 section poured in the morning, and then if I'm feeling really frisky, I can come over here in the afternoon, because it would be shaded over here, and maybe mix up a batch and do 1 more, or just kind of alternate from side to side. But that's the reason that I haven't done any landscaping, because I need to put in a French drain around these 3 sides here to run off the hill. So in order to do that, I need to get these sides covered where I can go ahead and backfill and get the drains put in and things like that. But that's going to be upcoming real soon. And another thing we're going to be doing is, I've got a couple of solar panels. They're portable panels, but I'm going to have to build a small array to put those in, so that I can charge my units up outside here and take advantage of the sun. So we've got that coming up. And then the next thing we're going to be doing as well, and I'll be alternating from project to project, but I'm going to start a new smokehouse, so that when it comes time to harvest the pig, then we will have the smokehouse to cure the meat in. So that's going to be coming up really soon. Another project that I started and didn't get it finished, that is some material right there that's laying on the bunks of the sawmill for the cabinets on the inside of the house. That's actually the trim that goes underneath the cabinet top, and then it's going to go around the doors and around the bottom. So that is what that is for. The other thing I'm going to have to do, as I mentioned this before, is I'm going to have to put the feet back on the sawmill so that I can adjust it, because this end right here, for some reason, is about a 1/4 inch lower than that far end. Now this is set up to cut 16 feet, so it's 20 feet long. But yeah, I'm going to have to put those feet back on there where I can adjust it, because there's nothing that I can do with the mill setting down on top of the frame like I had it. I didn't think it was going to move, because I'd operated it for like 1.5 years without it really moving. But it has moved, so like I say, I'm going to have to fix that. So I'll probably wait until my son gets here, which is not going to be that far away, and we'll probably take all of those pieces that I used to secure that down, take them off and put those feet back on so that we can adjust it, and then I can start sawing lumber and stacking it for the new multi-purpose building that will probably start this fall. The chickens are enjoying their new addition onto the pen. They come down here a whole lot and scratch around. I left some wood and stuff like that, and they just kind of move it around constantly. But they're enjoying that, and actually Jennifer is going to be bringing the chickens out this week, so we'll be videoing that when we introduce. I think she's got 9 chickens she's bringing and 2 ducks. We decided that we didn't want more ducks than that, so she's going to bring a couple out here, but that was primarily the reason that we extended the chicken pen, so that when we get the new birds, they're not so crowded. And also, Miss Piggy is really enjoying the addition that we put on her pen. She actually sleeps up in the upper portion quite a bit. Of course, last night when it came a monsoon, she actually slept under the shed. But anyway, everybody is happy up here at the Outpost. The weather has changed and the garden's looking good. Everything's doing well. I guess, I don't know, maybe you haven't noticed, but I actually was swinging around with the tractor one day and actually broke this one off, but I did pick up another one and replace it, so now I've got 2 lights out here instead of 1. It bothered me looking out here at night and only having 1, so I did put another one on here, and we're back set up like we were to start with. But guys, that's about everything that's new that's going on up here at the cabin. So appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me. We do have some other things planned in the very near future. We'll be letting you know about that upcoming really soon. So thanks a lot for stopping by and hanging out with me up here. Hope that each and every one of you have a great afternoon. Y'all take care, and we look forward to seeing you back up here at the cabin again next time.